Hi. I gotta fix my mic here. Hi, it's Skycat Live. Yeah, it is 118, 2024. That is a Thursday, January 18, 2024. And this is Skycat Live and the MMO lifestyle. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Play the bells for the good energy. And I am going to work now. Going to be playing some New World and some Rust. Sorry, get a little bit closer there. We're gonna play some New World and some Rust and get nice and cozy with it. How you guys doing? And we're gonna play some New World and some Rust and some EvE Online and whatever else comes up on the docket. It's been a wonderful day. I slept really well. Slept for about, I don't know, 8 hours or something like that. Woke up kind of early, but that's all right. Feel pretty good and rested. Gonna get to work. I'm caffeinated. Got the games loaded. Got all 3 games loaded, fired up, ready to go. I'm writing macros, and I'm gonna sling some teleports here once I'm done writing the macros. So, with no further ado, I will change it off a big face after saying hello. And we activate video capture and we check the sound. Yes, we are good. And then we come down. And the first thing we do is we're going to turn on some game music here. Get in the mood. Yep. Okay, so now we're going to sling teleports, but gotta... MA, teleport. How are we now? Yeah, we're good. We're good. Teleport, holla, ME. Wait for. And then we'll copy this and we'll take it to the next one. Paste line. MA, teleport, Mia, me. Oops. Wait for. Gotta write some Final Fantasy macros right off the bat at the start of the stream. I realize how entertaining that is, but I don't care. That's the MMO lifestyle for you. Write some fucking macros, you MMO fiend. And so Alt tap, MA, teleport, Alt tap, me, wait for. Yote. Yote, right? MA, teleport, Yote. I'm just thinking about the other parts of the macro, the other macros that I have to write. And then we say paste, then we say, yep, and then we say the MA, teleport, Vosel, me, wait for, and we say paste line. Okay. Then we say for control 8, we're going to say buffs. And we're going to do MA Protectra 3 me wait wait 7 MA Shelra 3 me. Let's see how that runs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. It's actually 8. We're gonna make it 8. That's okay. That because of the lag. Then what else? And then we will say warp to MA warp to T. Okay, good. Warp 2, good. And then we're gonna say leave by. So the first thing we say is P, thank you, see you again. Good luck. Wait. 2. Wait 5. PCMD leave. Wait 2. Wait 1. MA warp. Warp me. And so now we're going to test all these macros out. Let's say I sling a Vozzle, right? I can even do a trade macro. I can even do a trade macro, right? Trade. Trade T, right? Yep. We can even try that. Yeah, I think, yeah. And what else? So we're going to go... I'm going to sling a Vozzle. I'm going to say, oh, Vozzle. 3, 4, 5. I'm going to say, thank you. Right? $64 plus. Damn it. I do need BST, but I don't need it that high. Fucking annoying. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good day of MMOs. Hells yeah. Okay, good. And then I say, okay, and then I say bye. And I say thank you, see you again, good luck. And I leave the party, and then I warp. Yep, fucking perfect. I got it all written and everything, and I can start slinging tellies now. I've been meaning to do this for weeks, but I keep seeing people just offering money, and I can't take them up on it, and it's annoying. Actually, I don't need to go in there. I can just sit. Fuck it. And now we're gonna watch for tellies for a little while. I wish the windows were a little bit reversed, but that's all right. So now, I guess I do want to run back to the Mog House because yep, I want another macro, right? That's like a spam. This will be an ad, right? Wait, which macro did I do though? Okay. People are using teleport rings now. That's fucked up. Oh, I see how that could be really bad. Well, I'm gonna go loot my mailbox. Okay, I don't want to lose New World, so don't log me out. And then this has got to... Oh, but this is still going. This is still going. Hells yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, music's good. I don't mind it. Feels good tonight. We're gonna turn it up. Come on, money. 78. It's not what I wanted. But when the other sales are made, it will be. I'll have to re-examine, which is annoying. That's still good money. Gotta sell those Earth crystals while they're up. I don't know why my fucking 58 Black Mage couldn't kill that fucking easy prey fire elemental that's still irking me. I didn't cast water, but still, it irked me. I'm like, that's not right. Drastic. Oh yeah, my mount fiddles, I think, maybe. I don't know, let's see. Yes, mount up. You, mount up. Yes. Oh, I've already done it? Okay. I have 2,000 gold. That's not bad. I wish they would do 49. I've got to re-examine my market. Wait, no, don't post anything more. There, that's what's wrong. Damn it. 21. Okay. Those went down, but that's alright. That sucks they went down. They're hard to get. I should look into a new axe now. Gotta look into a new axe and switch. I'm just gonna get to work on BST and play other games, but it was fun to do some Final Fantasy for a little bit. Shit's still hopping on this server. It's really fucking good to see it. Now I can snag tellies on the sly and sling them. I could just, like, with a few clicks, I can just switch jobs, snatch up the telly for 4K, and just make the money. And that's a really good. It's like the best income you can get in Final Fantasy. Really, you don't have to leave town. You don't have to worry. You get your nice money without having to do anything except click a single button. You know, it's like the best money there is. And I've been neglecting that money. And wow, that sold so quick. You know, now, yeah, now. All right, now I'm gonna switch jobs. Wow, it's so different. It's like weird. I have to rechain my eye. Okay, there's Beastmaster. I think I'm supposed to get. Well, right now, by now, no, it's not now. It's 56 is Scorpion Harness, but by now I'm supposed to have Brigandine. So I have to look at Brigandine today and an axe. Brigandine is a nice red level 45 piece of armor that's a bit, it's more leathery than plate. This is kind of plate armor that I'm wearing. But, I mean, you really can't beat Dex on the Royal Squire's Chainmail. You can't beat that. That's super good. I don't think you can beat that for a long time, actually, until Scorpion Harness, but we're definitely gonna examine gear. I'll probably blow out all the rest of my money. It's so annoying. I can feel it. I'm about to blow a lot of money on every game that I play. It's so annoying. I wish I could just keep the money, but nope. Every day I'm buying more shit. It's so annoying. Axes. How we doing here? Drop frames is 30-0. Everything's doing good. I have not verified the YouTube. The YouTube is up and running. We're gonna reload so we can see it. We're gonna embed my own channel. Oops. Yeah, I'm up. So check. Level 45 piece of armor that's a bit. It's more leathery than. Good. And then we're gonna go to the mini player. Misaru. IO started. So I'm looking at axes today. I can see that the Viking axe is really the only thing that I can get that's an upgrade, and it's a really good upgrade. It's like super good. It's got accuracy 10 on it. It's super worth it, but it's 87 grand. It's what I'm currently working towards. I can't reach it yet. There's nothing else nearly as good as this, even for a long time. That is the best weapon for a long time. I mean, that rat to bar is also pretty good, but It's like, you know, there's not like really, yeah, now until the Nadziak at 68, you don't see another weapon with this kind of like stats. So we work towards the Viking axe, and we'll get one too. I wish I could undercut and get it for cheaper, like 50k. Let's see if I could get her for 50k. I didn't think so, but you never know. Maybe it's my birthday or whatever. It's not, but I'm just saying, like, you know, maybe I get that. Just try. Nothing wrong with trying. Try to get it for half price or whatever. I really look a lot like fucking Link. This is kind of funny. So cool! I got a Redono mount charm from somewhere, so that's cool. We'll equip this now. I don't know what it does, but yeah, there we go. Cool. We got a new mount charm. What else? Oh, I got 2 new mount charms. Oh no, I can't equip that. This is a BOP. That was a epic BOP. Medium boost to mount dash recharge rate. Mount boost to medium boost to mount dash when off road. Mount dash recharge rate. Yeah, it's a medium boost to mount charge rate. Yeah, that's much better. So this is gonna lock. We're gonna lock this and we're gonna put it away. We're gonna lock these two, but they won't let you. So yeah, all this other stuff. Infused Beast Warp, but I'm looking at yeah, dropping like the Void Warps, and no, all the rest of the stuff is actually usable. I don't need that. I'm gonna put that away. I don't need that. I don't think I'll ever use those either, but I mean, yeah, like whatever. It's fine. Okay, so it looks like we got to process some mats, but anyways, let's move forward on the Final Fantasy and get where we're going. I need sheep, and I need gamma, I think, so we're gonna blow some money there. Pet items. I don't know how many gamma I have to go check. I don't have any. I've used them all, so yeah, and unfortunately I gotta blow some money here, so. Yeah, we're buying Gamma today, unless I can reach something better. Oh, I can. I can reach Delta now. That's cool, but how much are Deltas, though? 2,400 a pop. That's pretty fucking steep. But I mean, like, it's the upgrade. Oh my god, that's fucking steep. But it's like... Yeah, that's rich man's food. I think I'd rather stick with the Gamma at like 1,300 and just let it be what it is right now, because I'm not paying that kind of money right now. I'm gonna buy out all the Gamma. That, like, somebody is seeing that they can make some BST money here. 3. We'll buy 1 Delta, but I mean, yeah, we'll buy 1 Delta in case I go to a party. What was it again? It was like 2,400. No, I can't afford that. So yeah, we'll buy Gamma food. That's fine. 1,300. And I need 2 stacks of sheep, which is, or anything better, really, I guess. Anything better now. Soon I'll have a really good one. At 51 I get yeah, the Saber Sierra Verde. And he's really, really good. At 51, I get him, but I don't have him yet. So I wish these would scale, sort by level. There we go. I need level. So, yeah. So now, F Carrot Broth is the best I can get. That's Keen-eared Steffi. I don't mind messing with Carrot Broth if it's cheap. It is cheap. We'll do some Keen-eared Steffi for a while. I like Keen-eared Steffi. Hell's yeah. Got no issue with Keen-eared Steffi. 4,300. The sheep is tanky. I do want one just to have it. 5,600, yeah, and we'll stack up on some pet items and stuff. 5,600. That didn't break the bank, which is good. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna get 1 more Gamma. There it is. So Gamma's for 1,300. How many did I buy? 4. Yeah, I'll take 5. That's fine. 1,300. It's a lot, but I mean, I have all the room I need. So 31 out of 40. Yeah, it's fine. And then, yeah, the Deft Ring, the Empress Band. Today is Wednesday, and I'll be able to recharge the band when I need to, which is good. Like, tomorrow I'll need to. Yeah, we got everything I can fucking need. I'm going to un-anon here, and I'm going to flag. And we'll see if I can get a party. I fucking doubt it, but... Look for food. No. Oh, yeah. No, I am out, right? Yeah, I think I'm out, actually. Yeah, no. I have tuna sushi. I'm good enough. But I wouldn't mind getting another stack just so I know that I don't have to buy it. So what is that? That's seafood. Hi, guys. I love you. Tuna sushi, right? There we go. 15.9. How about 15? Would you sell 15? Yes, you would. Fuck yes. And, so, yeah, 22, 152. See all... Oh. What the hell happened there? Why did it suddenly get super louder? That's fucking weird. Too loud. Sorry. Some with the sound or something. I don't know what it is. Oh, Ishida threw an exception in event end scene, and it's an access violation of some sort. See Anum Rico. See Anum. See all Anum. Porcino. Anima Rico.
Incoming emote.
Teleport yo. Did you do it? Yeah, it did it. And then we go... Oops. Teleport Yote. Oops. Teleport Basel. Yo.
Incoming emote.
Slowly by slowly, I get back in the swing of everything after a reformat on each game. It's always crippling and it's always annoying. I made some more money though. I made like 5K I wasn't expecting, and when I make my sales on the antique and pauldrons, it'll be, and the other shit, it'll be like 40K more, which will replace the shit that I just bought and get me back towards my axe again. I should technically be fishing right now, but I'm just seeing if I can catch another teleport. It's kind of late, but not that late. It's only like 1:20. It's slower now. I should get to work. But I mean, could make some money here, so I'm just waiting around. Yeah, macro's working and everything. I know that when I switch jobs, someone's going to ask for a teleport. It's so annoying. See, I thought that was going to be it. So here, but we're going to change, though. Because sitting around here is no good. I could fish, but it takes too long. I'll get stuck up for an hour. I'd rather just keep moving forward on BST. It's a way better move. I like how half the sounds come through. That's actually much better on my ears, because these sounds great on me. These old sounds from 2003, they're all rough and annoying. They always sound super loud and they're annoying. Gotta look at other stuff, like what the chest is gonna be. I should technically look at a better mantle than this, maybe. We're gonna look at armor now, and it's not gonna be fun. Armor, body. Okay, so Raptor Jerkin is the best, or no, yeah, Raptor Jerkin is the best armor we can get at 35, but Brigandine is the best armor that we can wear. And it's only 10 grand. We're definitely going to switch up here. We're going to keep the other piece, but we're definitely going to spend some money on this. Because it's a better piece of armor, it just is. It's way, way better. Yeah, 31, this thing's 32, and it's got dex. So, hey, there we go. We're 48. Now I've got... Oh yeah, there's Brigandine. I've always liked Brigandine. It's good. Okay, we're full on ice, which is good. And go deposit this. And
Warp drive active.
oh, see, and see, someone else wants to teleport. I don't want to switch back. It takes too much time. Let somebody else get it. I'm just going to leave. I'm 48 now. I'm
Docking request
16,
accepted.
1500 from 49. Gonna grind ants until I don't have XP off them anymore, and then I'll go somewhere else where I can make money, like Feyin. Could die here. I should technically buff up here. I'm learning to buff up here because these goblins are killer. They'll fucking kill you. I don't remember what I changed prone to. I unbound it. P for prone. Emote should be on B. And then secondary is not bound right now, which is wrong. Oh no, it is, but I'm not getting a secondary on something else. Something else here is blanked out. It's like, oh, invite. Yeah, invite. Should be F. No. Yeah, F6 there. I should go try for an astral ring. I don't want to change the gear. I don't want to do all that. The further I get, the less I need them. I like my dex rings. It's fine. I don't need them. I'll just keep getting more and more dex. To me, dex is the only stat, really. That's why I play Mithra, all that dex, right? Dex on the helm, dex on the chest. If I get it on the cape, I would get it on the cape. I need my level 30 belt, but I can't afford it yet. There's all this stuff I need to do about money, but you know. Oh, my buff's gone. I've got to fix that too. There we go. So it's like EvE. I'm almost like on a. She's almost like a spaceship, and you got to steer her correctly, or she just gets fucking wasted. The combat's slow, like tank combat too. You get in over your head pretty fucking quick. It's. Oh, max restrictions on weight. Yeah. What am I full of? Sort by weight. It's 160 pounds of gold or a lot of leather. I have a lot of leather for some reason. I'm going to go use it. Okay, I believe we're ready to depart here. Now people are buying teleports, of course, which is so annoying. Whatever. Okay, gotta be alert and awake here. I'm gonna get wasted if I don't. Oh, fucking, it's so annoying they put so many goblins right here. At 50, I won't have to do any more prison powders, which is good, because prison powders are fucking expensive. I didn't get too good of a run off that one. God damn it. Whatever. I'm going to do the walk-in because it's only like 7 minutes, and I'd rather just not die. I'd rather not die. I'm not going to do the walk-in, but I'm going to definitely steer so I don't waste any time, because resonant hides out of rugged leather, sure. And then I want to see what I have mats for. I have all this stuff, but I can't sell it. No, I'm sorry, I can't process it, I guess. Is it tannin? It's not tannin, is it? No, it's not tannin. It's... Yeah, I have all this thick hide, but no rugged leather is why. Yeah, rugged leather. Rugged leather isn't that easy, so... Probably have a lot of cloth, but I didn't have anything to process there. Gonna be making a lot of sales today, apparently. And now we go due east, and the sun's setting. Or rising, excuse me. Rising. Okay. Yeah, nope. I don't think so. So, okay, good to see. We don't have anything there. Seems kind of odd, but 45-minute mark, hells. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to turn on my tablet. Damn it. Do the tablet monitor. Goblin poacher, huh? Excuse me. I don't want to waste all my repair parts. Some stones, some wood. Oh, the invis wore up, but I made it. I could take that Dalmal. I think I probably will. I'll probably familiar this Dalmal. Watch me get a party invite in like 5 minutes. And I'll be like, fuck, I burned my 2 hour. No. Should kill this spider, but I want to see if ants are here. This camp is so popular now. I sat here for all of Nozomi, and they saw what I did with it. I didn't have to fucking farm. I mean, I farmed, but I mean, I didn't have to travel or do anything. I just came here every day, sat here, killed the ants, and it paid for everything. Paid for everything I did. 20K, 40, 60, sometimes 80K a day. That'll pay for everything that you do. 20 to 80K a day. That'll keep the gear doctor away. Stone blocks. I don't want to listen to this anymore. Let's go see what's going on the YouTubes. Oh, I forgot to turn on my stream just to see.
Party invite in like...
Good, good. And yeah, and we will click to start captions, and then we will come here to this. Yes. And we will go to the home. 55 million in bank fraud. The Montauk project behind Netflix's Stranger Things. Oh yeah, that was a real thing. Montauk project, huh? Okay. Flashing lights and topics that some viewers may find disturbing. Okay. Thank you, Weir Reads with Emily Louise. I have liked to sub to your channel. Oh, you have muted. Oops, there we go.
Your skill has increased.
Oh. Yeah, I always knew that was based on something else.
Arguably the highlight of summer 2022. Even if you didn't watch the show, it was almost impossible to escape the fan frenzy that surrounded it. From movies like The Goonies and E.T. to horror classics like Nightmare on Elm Street, sci-fi and fantasy films such as The Never-Ending Story, The Hair, politics, fashion, Dungeons and Dragons, music. Stranger Things is a TV experience that draws inspiration from all corners of 1980s pop culture. But underneath the nostalgia lies possibly the biggest influence of all, a strange series of supposedly non-fiction books released in the early 1990s, written by Peter Moon and Preston B. Nichols, the latter of whom claimed to have worked on a top-secret military project
90
based in
XP
Montauk,
still.
Long Island.
I'll be here a
According to
while,
them,
like another
not only
5
had this
levels or
undisclosed
something,
project
4 levels.
figured out how to control the human mind, it had also opened up a time portal.
Someone else is farming ants, though, which is so annoying. And I stole his pop too, which I didn't really mean to do. No, yeah, someone killed ants on the way in, but they didn't kill anything else.
But before we get into it, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, GlassesUSA.com. Now, I don't wear prescription glasses, but I am obsessed with sunglasses. I own far too many of them. And I know what you're thinking. Aren't they just for summer? And my answer is absolutely not. Sunglasses are for every season. However, I do find it difficult to find glasses that suit me. I'm a very fussy person. And GlassesUSA.com is great because not only is there a huge variety of choices, but they also have a quiz that will pick out the perfect pair of glasses for you based on your face shape, which is great news for me because this quiz takes all of the hard work out of making a decision. They also have a virtual try-on tool, so you can see in real time just how good those glasses look on you. I used it to pick out my perfect pair of sunglasses. I chose the Atoto Hex in gold blue. These ones are my absolute favourites. I'm going to be wearing them for the rest of my life. I also got the Muse City Clear in grey green and the Muse Amity in shiny black. Both of these are your classic pair of black sunglasses that will go with absolutely anything. GlassesUSA.com also offers free shipping and returns and a 100% money back guarantee within 14 days, so you can shop confidently. By cutting out the middleman, GlassesUSA.com offers over 10,000 prescription glasses and sunglasses, including in-house brands like Muse and Amelia E, and designer brands like Ray-Ban, Oakley, Gucci, and many, many more. And sometimes they're up to 70% off retail prices. And if you're watching this as a contact lens wearer, then fret not, because at GlassesUSA.com you can also get 25% off all contact lens brands, including Vista Plus, AccuVie, and many more. You can follow the link in my description to grab your own glasses, and I highly recommend you do, because they are stunning. So thank you to GlassesUSA.com for kindly sponsoring today's video, and without further ado, let's get into the murky world of interdimensional time travel, the occult, and Jesus's assassination. Yes, that is a thing in this story. Hold on to your egos, because it's gonna be a wild ride. Our story begins with a man named Preston B. Nichols. He claimed to be an engineer with a degree in parapsychology, and he also claimed, with zero proof obviously, to have had a long and illustrious career in the music industry, working with Mick Jagger, Phil Spector, Chubby Checker, and the Moody Blues, to name but a few. The reality of Preston's life is a little more bleak. In an article written by Richard Metzger, who met with Preston as part of a TV documentary, he describes a man that lives with his his father in a rundown house that contained at least 500 cans of spam, some partially eaten with spoons still stuck in them, junk everywhere, a piss-covered bathroom, and a memorial shrine to Yul Brynner. What is a house without a memorial shrine to Yul Brynner? Mine is just off camera. He describes Preston in a very unflattering way, claiming that he was constantly passing gas and wearing clothes covered in dried food and spam gravy. You could well argue that we have no idea what Preston's life was like before he burst onto the scene with the story of the Montauk Project, and that maybe the story I'm about to tell you has had some profound and rather depressing effect on him. But you do have to admit, it's a bit of a fall from grace. And as we'll get into later on, Preston might have had a sinister and disturbing ulterior motive for the grandiose claims that he would go on to make. By his own admission, he says,
"Things were not going well for me financially when I met Peter Moon and we began writing the Montauk books."
Peter, real name Vince Barbaric, is an ex-Scientologist and auditor who claims to have been in the Sea Organisation for 11 years and served in L. Ron Hubbard's personal office. Peter first met Preston in November 1990. Preston had already unlocked repressed memories of his own involvement in a decade-spanning top-secret project, but how did he manage to unlock them? We'll begin with Preston's journey of recovering these memories, and remember, the story I'm about to tell you comes directly from him, and we'll later learn that maybe he's not a very reliable source. In 1971, Preston Nichols claims to have begun working for a defence contractor on Long Island called Airborne Instruments Laboratory. While he claims to have had little interest in psychic phenomena, he also tells us that he had gotten a grant to research whether or not mental telepathy existed, which is a big undertaking for a man supposedly not interested in the field. Through his research with psychics, he claims to have discovered what he called a telepathic wave that could control the psychic's thoughts. It operated between 410 and 420 megahertz, and he says that he eventually traced this wave to an abandoned military base known as Camp Hero and the banana peel looking SAGE radar system that still remains there to this day. Camp Hero is located in Montauk Point State Park, which lies at the eastern tip of Long Island. It was commissioned in 1942 amid fears of a potential sea invasion of New York, and it was designed to look like a regular civilian neighbourhood to any enemies. It officially closed on January 31st, 1981 and soon became abandoned, eventually
Warp
being
drive
passed over to
active.
the state of New York for preservation. Despite officially being part of the Montauk Point State Park, parts of Camp Hero remain off limits to the general public to this day. Back when Preston first claims to have discovered this telepathic wave in the 70s, Camp Hero was still semi-operational, so it was damn near impossible for Preston to investigate. But flash forward to 1984, and with the base now abandoned, Preston jumped at the chance to finally investigate. On his first visit, he claims to have found a bunch of high voltage equipment that's seemingly been left to collect dust, and he wants to take it home with him, but Preston is no thief. Through trying to track down the owners of the equipment, Preston is connected with a man that works for a military overseas terminal in New Jersey, who basically tells him, "Take what you want, bestie, Camp Hero is your oyster." So, off Preston goes to Camp Hero, accompanied by a psychic friend of his named Brian, because no trip is complete without your psychic friend tagging along. While he's there, he meets a man who claims to have been living in the building since the base was abandoned, and he actually recognises Preston. But Preston's like, "Who the bloody hell are you, mate? I've never seen you before in my life." This lack of recognition doesn't deter the man, who starts weaving a bizarre tale of a top secret project that was taking place at Camp Hero, and how there had been a massive explosion. Everyone had lost their minds and a huge monster had appeared and scared the crap out of everyone. He claimed that Preston was his boss on this top secret project. Imagine that. Preston eventually leaves the man and goes to find his mate Brian, who's freaking out, saying that the base has extremely bad vibes and he's just not comfortable at all. But instead of leaving, he decides to do a psychic reading, which throws up a ton of terrible images. He sees people engaging in mind control, changing weather patterns, animals crashing through windows, and lo and behold, a beast appearing. They end up leaving the Montauk base with as much equipment as their greedy hands can carry. But this was just the first of a series of alleged encounters which helped Preston realise his own involvement in the Montauk project. At the time, Preston was running what he called space-time laboratories out of a building in the backyard of his home. Now, I'm the first to admit that I'm not very technically minded, so seeing Preston's wall of radio monitors makes me think, yeah, he's definitely got some kind of technical knowledge, but that doesn't mean that the wild story that he's spinning is true. It's important to note here that people with technical knowledge have asked him to elaborate on his stories, and he never did.
When I practically begged him to put out some detailed technical information on the Montauk and Philadelphia projects, he felt that the audience would be too small to make it worth his while. In other words, Nichols wants to write mystical UFO conspiracy fodder because he knows it will sell in the mystical UFO conspiracy community.
Preston's little world has been
Sounds
decidedly
about
rocked
right.
by his foray out to Montauk, and he just can't get enough. He goes back to interview locals who tell him strange stories of snow in August and other weather anomalies, as well as animals descending on the town in packs and crashing through store windows, much like the scene that Preston's psychic friend Brian had envisioned back at the base. He also claims to have met with the chief of police, who tells him that crimes would weirdly happen in 2-hour windows and that groups of teenagers would get together en masse within the same time period and then separate, almost as if they were being controlled by forces outside of themselves. In November 1984, a man named Duncan Cameron arrived at Spacetime Laboratories. He wanted Preston to help him with a piece of audio equipment, but quickly became enamoured with the psychics that Preston was working with in the lab. At least, that's the story that Preston tells us, and I find it almost hard to believe. See, Preston was involved in UFO, New Age and conspiracy circles in the early 1980s, and it's much more likely that he met Duncan at one of these psychotronic events, and together they decided to concoct the wild story of Montauk. But with no real evidence to prove that, I guess that's just my own conspiracy theory. Preston decides to take Duncan to Montauk, and things get strange. Duncan recognises almost everything. He's got an intimate knowledge of the layout of the base, and when they entered what Preston calls the transmitter room, Duncan went into a trance-like state. Now, one of the huge issues that Preston was having around these revelations was that he couldn't remember how he was involved. Sure, people had told him that he'd been somewhat high up in this Montauk project, but he had no recollection of it. Duncan was having a similar issue himself. He claimed to have an intimate knowledge of the base, but the details of what happened there were sketchy. There had to be a way to unlock these hidden memories, so Preston began experimenting with Duncan. And says,
I had applied techniques that I'd learned to help Duncan unblock his memories. Layers of programming were now coming out of Duncan. A lot of information concerned the Montauk project.
We'll go into more explicit detail about how exactly Preston managed to unblock Duncan's memories in a little while. And the techniques are important because they might just be the key to understanding some of the motives behind this story. For now though, all you need to know is that these so-called deprogramming techniques revealed that Duncan had been programmed to befriend Preston, murder him, and blow up his lab. What a shocker. As you can imagine, this revelation was deeply upsetting for Duncan. He had a bit of a soft spot for Preston. So much so that he denounced any and all programming and essentially swore his allegiance to Preston instead. And it's through helping Duncan uncover these hidden memories that Preston managed to uncover his own. He began to discover that he had been living in 2 separate realities, and he remembered some strange things that had been happening to him. For instance, he remembered finding band-aids on his hands that hadn't been there before, and he said that he would often appear with injuries that he couldn't remember getting. He also claimed claims that for a while he was getting really tired. And obviously, if you're living 2 lives, that's going to be exhausting. I live one and I'm tired all the bloody time. As the haze of missing time begins to clear, he becomes even more determined to uncover this second reality in which he claims to have been living. According to him, he entered a high security area at AIL that he didn't have clearance for, but instead of being ushered away by the guards, they gave him a badge with his name on and let him in. He claimed to have followed the churning of his gut to a swanky office that had a nameplate on the desk. It read, Preston B. Nichols, Assistant Project Director. You've really got to give it up to Preston's finely attuned stomach for leading him to exactly the right place. Through digging around in this office, he uncovered an entire second career working at AIL, which he can't talk about because he's conveniently signed a 30-year non-disclosure agreement. He eventually leaves, but when he tries to go back in a second time, he's denied access and referred to the project director, who basically tells him, you ain't got an office here, mate. What the hell are you talking about? Preston's explanation for this is that he's a programmed individual. So when he's taking part in his second life, it's under deep programming so that he won't remember it. He'd managed to enter this high security area as his ordinary self somehow, instead of his programmed self. But security wasn't going to let that happen a second time. In June of 1990, at Spacetime Laboratories, aka his garden shed, Preston was busy working on creating what he called a Delta T antenna. He claimed that it could shift time zones and quite literally bend time.
They made fun of this in
Apparently, as I sat there and held the wires
Venture
together to
Brothers.
solder them, the time functions were causing my mind to shift. The more soldering I did, the more I became aware, and then one day, bang, the whole memory line blew open for me. The antenna was stressing time, bending it. Enough bend was created so that I was subconsciously in 2 timelines. This was my memory breakthrough.
So that's it. He created this antenna and then boom, memory unlocked. And he claimed that because he was no longer a programmed individual, he was laid off from AIL in July of 1990. He just so happened to meet Peter Moon a few months later, a man that would soon become his scribe. But Preston had been talking publicly about Montauk and the like throughout the 1980s. According to the website de173.com, in 1988, a video surfaced titled The Montauk Survivors, and it starred 3 men in a living room in Long Island: Preston B. Nichols, Duncan Cameron, and a man named Al Bielek, who recovered. In this video, they tell the story of the Montauk Project and its connections with another fabled government project called the Philadelphia Experiment. But if Preston's memories weren't fully unlocked until 1990, then how come he was talking so clearly about these supposed experiences in 1988? It might just be an error with the dates, but if it's not, well, it blows a pretty big hole in the story. But for now, let's suspend disbelief and dive into the murky details of what he uncovered. The Montauk Project has its origins in another supposedly top-secret government project that you might have heard of. It was called the Philadelphia Experiment, and this is a very brief description of the original story. In 1955, Morris K. Jessup wrote a book titled The Case for the UFO, and the only way to describe this book is that it walked so that Erich von Daniken's Chariots of the Gods could run. It covered all manner of strange events, from objects falling from the sky at random, levitation, our favourite lost continents of Lemuria and Atlantis, and a large section on the disappearances of ships. Morris took his book out on the lecturing circuit. He believed that more research should be done around the study of gravity, and he wanted the government to fund research into Einstein's unified field theory. This caught the attention of a lad named Carl Allen, a man described as an outcast who never worked very hard at anything except the leg pulling. He decided to send a copy of Jessup's book to the Office of Naval Research in late 1955. But this was no ordinary copy. Inside, it had been heavily annotated by what looked to be 3 people. They were having a conversation about the origins of UFOs and the secrets of propulsion in the margins. Alongside sending the book, Carl Allen began writing letters to Jessup himself, using the name Carlos Miguel Allende. Carl had a very unique way of writing letters. The capitalization was frantic, and it almost read like a stream of consciousness. He wrote, in a very bloody convoluted way, that the Navy had actually figured out Einstein's unified field theory, and they had used it to experiment on a ship called the USS Eldridge, eventually teleporting it from the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard all the way to Norfolk, Virginia. What a trip that must have been. I don't know about you, I would love to teleport. It would make life so much easier. But according to Carl Allen,
they have teleported things though. They've proven it.
Some of them even ended up being fused to the ship itself. They're like half man, half ship. Can you imagine? Maybe teleportation isn't such a good idea. The Office of Naval Research met with Jessup, where he was shown the annotated copy of his book. When he looked at it, he was like, I know that bloody handwriting. That's that bloody lad that's been sending me funny letters. I don't know why I've gone West Country. Christ almighty. The annotated copy ended up getting reprinted by a military contractor called the Varro Manufacturing Company. These copies became known as the Varro Edition, and they became hot collector's items for those interested in the strange world of UFOs. Just a few short years later, Jessup committed suicide, although some believe that he didn't take his own life, and that he was murdered to stop him from revealing the truth. But, according to Jacques Vallée,
the Allende revelations became an obsession for Jessup. In connection with a car accident and marital difficulties, the murky disclosure that the Office of Naval Research seemed to take so seriously drove the disturbed researcher into an even deeper emotional turmoil.
It wasn't until 20 years later that it was revealed that Carl Allen had fabricated all of the notes in the so-called Varro edition. It was really just one bloke with a larger-than-life story and a wild imagination. Despite this revelation, and the Navy veterans that worked on the USS Eldridge saying that none of this ever happened, people still believe that the Philadelphia experiment was real. There is some argument to be made that this story could have been based on what was called degaussing operations that were designed to make ships invisible to undersea mines and torpedoes. And whether it's true or not, it's a fascinating story that has stood the test of time. Since Jessup's death at the end of the 1950s, multiple books have been published on the Philadelphia experiment, each of them expanding on the original story. One of the most popular was written in 1979 by William L. Moore and Charles Billett, where they interviewed a man that they called Dr. Reinhardt, and he claimed that the Philadelphia experiment was undertaken under the code name Project Rainbow. The interesting thing about the Philadelphia experiment story is that it's relatively easy to create your own version of what happened, find a bunch of people that conveniently only want to be referred to by false names, publish a book, and add to the ever-expanding and increasingly hard-to-follow lore of an unverifiable story. Which brings us conveniently to Al Bielek. Al liked to claim that he had no real interest in this subject until 1988, when he sat down to watch the fictional movie The Philadelphia Experiment. However, his own admissions and affiliations proved that to be untrue. In the 1960s, he was friends with a man named Ivan T. Sanderson, who is known for coining the term cryptozoology. According to Al, he was very interested in the Philadelphia experiment and claims that some of his final material wound up in William Moore's hands. How would he know that if he wasn't interested in the story at all until 1988? There are many examples of Al being present in New Age, ufology and conspiracy circles throughout the 80s, much like Preston B. Nichols and Duncan Cameron. In fact, that's how the three of them met in 1985 at a psychotronics event in Dayton, Ohio. It's always these psychotronic events.
X-Files.
I asked Duncan, I said, do you have the feeling that possibly
You've been examined.
You know me from somewhere? He said, yes. I said, do you have any idea from where? He says, no. I said, well, I have the same feeling about you, but I don't have any more idea than you do where from. And before we left that conference, I figured out I probably knew him from a past life.
But it wasn't until watching the 1984 film, The Philadelphia Experiment, that Al finally discovered how he knew Duncan. The film was directed by Stuart Raphael, who also directed such gems as Mannequin 2 on the Move and Tammy and the T-Rex, two absolute bangers if I do say so myself. The film added time travel to the existing story of the Philadelphia Experiment, And the protagonists were two sailors, David and Jim, who jump off the USS Eldridge in 1943 and travel all the way to 1984. Jim ends up disappearing in a beam of light and is sent back to his original timeline, but David is stuck in the 80s. The scientist who was in charge of the original experiment in 1943 is now attempting a similar one in 1984, but things go dramatically wrong when they accidentally open up a vortex that causes strange weather anomalies and eventually threatens to consume the entire world. In the middle of this vortex, they find the USS Eldridge, and they discover that these two experiments, one in 1943 and one in 1984, have become connected. And the only way to stop this
Your skill
vortex
has
from
increased.
destroying the world in 1984 is to destroy the generators on board the USS Eldridge in 1943 because they're powering the whole operation. Are you following? I know it's a little bit all over the place. It's like a weird time-space mashup. It don't make a whole bunch of sense, but it's a fun movie, and it had a very profound impact on Al, who basically said,
Wait, is this fucking play about us?
through watching the film, Al started his journey to recovering his own
Your skill
repressed
has
memories.
increased.
And while the film triggered a lot of them, as far as I know, Preston also helped to deprogram him too. Al's entire world was turned upside down when he discovered that his real name wasn't even Al. It was Edward Cameron. His intuition when he first met Duncan in 1985 was right, because they were both the sons of an ex-Navy man named Alexander Duncan Cameron. Duncan was his brother. And not only that, they were both sailors on board the USS Eldridge in 1943. I'm sure at this point you're probably wondering how all of this is connected to Montauk in the 1980s. Well, according to Al, on August 12, 1943, the original Philadelphia experiment was being run, and the USS Eldridge was rendered invisible.
We saw crewmen all around us going crazy, so we jumped off the ship. But instead of landing in the water of the Philadelphia harbor, we landed on the grass at the Montauk Army Base at Long Island, New York. Dr. von Neumann was waiting for us. It is said that he died in 1957. No way! He was there in Montauk in 83. We had somehow been sucked into hyperspace and been pulled into the future.
Now don't worry, I know what you're going to ask me. Who the hell is Dr. von Neumann? Well, through recovering his memories, Al began to claim that the man that was interviewed for William Moore's book, Dr. Reinhardt, was actually Dr. John von Neumann, the famed mathematician and physicist who supposedly died in 1957 but for this story is conveniently still alive. Al claimed that he was the real head of the Rainbow Project, and he would later appear at Montauk too. If you're thinking that Al's recovered memories sound similar to the plot of the 1984 movie, then you'd be correct. It's almost identical. In fact, if you really want to point the finger at one thing for creating this entire bonkers story, then that movie is the best place to point it. I mean, I understand taking creative license, but if I was the creator of that movie, it'd be friggin' lawsuit time. But, as we'll get into, the very fact that the movie was made is apparently proof of the conspiracy itself. So to recap, because I know this story can be hard to follow, Preston and Duncan have uncovered memories of living double lives and being involved in a top secret project at Montauk. And Al Bielek has recovered living a life identical to the plot of a movie. But how did the Philadelphia experiment evolve into whatever was going on out at Montauk in the 1980s? To answer that, we need to delve deeper into the madness.
I don't remember if I've seen the Philadelphia experiment or not. I'm going to do a refresher on it. I don't recall. I think trailers are free, aren't they? Yeah, I think so. So we're looking at Philadelphia experiment trailer, right? Yeah, like I want to see the classic trailer, I think. Yeah.
It was October 1943. The United States government authorized an experiment that would render its ships undetectable by radar. The experiment took place on a ship in Philadelphia Harbor.
Generators activated, sir.
For 41 years, the government denied it ever happened.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this movie. I will watch it tonight.
to Preston, alongside the Rainbow Project, which was the code name for the Philadelphia experiment, another top secret government project was being conducted, this time into weather manipulation, using the technology.
I've heard of the
research
experiment.
of
I
none
know
other
about it a
than
lot.
Wilhelm
But
Reich. Preston claims it was called the Phoenix Project. Reich was a psychoanalyst who worked closely with Sigmund Freud. He had a long and successful career before he became an enemy of the FDA when he claimed to have discovered something called orgone energy. You can think of this as a kind of life force of the universe, similar to the concept of animal magnetism. Reich claimed that there were two types of orgone, good and deadly. Particularly violent storms held deadly orgone energy, which led him to create what he called the Cloudbuster, a device that was designed to manipulate the orgone energy in the atmosphere to disperse particularly violent storms. Kate Bush wrote a song about it called Cloudbusting. And apparently Devo's energy dome hats were supposedly used to recycle orgone energy. But in Preston's world, Reich was actively collaborating with the US government to manipulate the weather and to help create radio sondes. In the real world, a radio sonde measures things like pressure, temperature and humidity, and they're sent into the atmosphere by a weather balloon. However, Preston claimed that radio sondes are nothing but weather manipulation technology based completely on Reich's work. He claimed that they were sent into the atmosphere to either disperse or transmit deadly orgone energy, and it gets worse. See, Reich claimed that healthy, happy people were filled with positive orgone energy, whereas sad and depressed people had higher levels of deadly orgone energy. If the US government could manipulate the levels of orgone in the atmosphere, then this could affect people too. You could quite literally change people's moods. But that's if you believe in all of this. Preston claimed that in the 1950s,
It was decided that the remnants of Project Rainbow and the Radiosonde project should be included under the same umbrella with the human factor study. After that point, the title of Phoenix Project was used to refer to all of these activities.
so they're bringing together research on teleportation and also the potential to manipulate both weather and humans. It's a very big project. Preston claimed that Brookhaven Labs in Long Island were the headquarters for the project, and that Dr. John von Neumann was at the helm, despite the fact that he died halfway through the 1950s, but we'll just brush over that. Alongside him were a team of Nazi scientists that had been brought to the US during Operation Paperclip. Now, Operation Paperclip was a real program that brought former Nazi scientists and engineers to the USA after World War II. Alongside that, some of them were absorbed into positions of power in West Germany, as well as in NATO, despite many of them being wanted for some of the most heinous war crimes imaginable. So Preston's story of Nazi scientists in the USA is grounded in reality. But that doesn't make his story true. When you ask for evidence to back up the claims, including some evidence that shows that von Neumann was still alive, you'll get none. And Preston will tell you that you need to learn the difference between soft facts and hard facts.
Soft facts are not untrue, they're just not backed up by irrefutable documentation. A hard fact would be documentation or hard physical evidence that could stand up to scrutiny.
A perfect example of a soft fact would be Preston's claim that through his research on the Phoenix Project, Dr. von Neumann discovered that humans are born with a time reference point.
At conception, an energy being is attached to a timeline, and we all start from that point. To understand this, it is necessary to view the energy being, or soul, as distinct from the physical body of the person concerned. Our whole reference as a physical and metaphysical being streams from that time reference, which actually resides within the electromagnetic background of our planet. This time reference is the basic orientation point you have to the universe and the way it operates.
Remember, the original Philadelphia experiment left crew members with catastrophic injuries, and Preston says that this was because the crew members had been severed from their time reference point. The Phoenix Project wanted to find a way to rerun these experiments, only this time they didn't want to create no half men, half ship creatures. Through von Neumann's research, a computer was used to create an electromagnetic background that locked the crew's physical body in place, as well as recreating their time reference points. The main takeaway from this initial phase of the project was that human beings were directly influenced by electromagnetics, and according to Preston,
the group at Brookhaven already had Reichian and stealth technologies, which could definitely affect the mind of man.
Alright, what we're seeing here actually is an actuality
Warp drive
genesis
active.
of the Montauk Project was Phoenix 2. The Montauk Project is a combination of Wilhelm Reich's work and the Philadelphia experiment. It was like two separate little projects going on in Phoenix 1. Towards the end of the Phoenix Project, by using some of Wilhelm Reich's concepts and some of the modulation schemes gleaned from the Radio Song Project, coupling that to the equipment that was used on the boat in the later Invisibility Project, they found out to couple the two, you now could use this for mind control.
Docking
he
request
claims that the
accepted.
original Phoenix project ended in 1967, with the US Congress being told that it would be possible to quite literally change a way that a human being thinks. Congress were terrified of this bombshell of mind control falling into the wrong hands. And so, in 1969, they decided to shut down the Phoenix project. But these scientists had spent years developing these techniques, and they weren't ready to give it all up. And soon after they were supposedly ordered to shut down the project, they found the perfect home for what would later become known as the Montauk Project. Instead of following the orders of Congress, the team at Brookhaven decided to approach the military to share what they'd been working. And obviously the military were chomping at the bit to get their hands on any technology that could manipulate the human being's mind. As such, they were ready to give the team at Brookhaven whatever they needed, including cash. The project was already flush, and according to Preston, the entire operation was being funded by a Nazi gold obtained from an armoured train in the early days of World War II. Of course it was. No, what they needed was, in practice,
Huge radio song operating around 425 to 450 megahertz. From earlier research, it was known that this was one of the window frequencies for getting into the human consciousness.
remember, this is the so-called telepathic wave that Preston had tracked down to the Sage radar in Montauk back when he first became aware of it in the early 1970s, before he uncovered his memories. According to him, in the early 1970s, Brookhaven was given access to the radar system, and they soon began to discover that they could change the mood of everyone on the base just by changing the frequency and the pulse of the radar, tinkering around it. And so began what Preston affectionately calls the microwave oven experiment.
And they were hitting these poor bastards with a microwave beam out of the Sage molecular drift.
Although multiple test subjects were used for the experiment, it was most often done by Cameron, who had been recruited for the project because of his strong psychic abilities. He would be placed in a tube and shooed the room, and the Sage radar system would be focused on the room. The technicians would try different settings, tinker about, change the frequencies, and they'd record the results to see what would happen to the test subject. Preston says that they would try to manipulate Duncan's emotions through these experiments, and that they were later found to have been extremely damaging.
Previous research in or about 1986 indicated that Duncan was actually brain dead. We learned that the only reason Duncan is alive today is due to his strong psychic.
Now, I haven't been privy to Duncan Cameron's X-rays that showed him brain. And if he really was subjected to these kind of experiments, then I'm not bloody surprised. The poor guy was having frequency beams at him left, right, and centre. His insides were being burnt to a crisp. However, you cannot walk into it. It was literally not. So if you believe that Preston and the gang are telling the truth, then you also believe that it's possible for a brain dead people to completely cognizant of their psychic abilities. And if you do believe that, then please do drop me an email, because I've got amazing the technicians at Montauk weren't happy with just changing people's moods. They wanted to delve deeper into the world of mind control, and that's what they began to build what is now known as the Montauk chip. Preston claims that the technicians had access to mind stimulation, feel asks you to get into the technical details, just go, sorry, I don't know, it's from the aliens, mate, don't ask me. This machine could supposedly read the aura of a human being and translate it into something that green, grey one supercomputer. So, if the machine could read a thing, surely they just keep it out. They could do a whole lot more. So cut a long, convoluted and scientifically sketchy story short, this mind-reading machine was some pyramid technique and the radar system itself. They eventually managed to turn the mind into a transmitter. Preston claims that this is when Alldayerrydaybaby played a key role in the project, saying,
Originally, he was brought to the project to explain what was going on metaphysically with the use of the transmitter on human beings.
so not only were Duncan Cameron and Al Bielek involved in the 1940s experiments on the USS
What?
Eldridge,
Oh my god.
the two supposed brothers are now back at it again in the 1970s.
Get off me, you stupid wolf.
Along
Fuck,
with
man.
Preston, who's working there as a technician. And Duncan
Ah.
and Al have no idea at this point that they're brothers. And Preston's basically being brainwashed every night so that he don't remember any of this. He doesn't know that he's
I broke so quick, and I just repaired.
it's going to be a quiz on it. They get the answers. Once the transmitter was up and running, they would make a test subject, concentrate on an object, and could literally make that object appear in your face via this gesture. Apparently, it's so intense that it doesn't keep buildings and making it's just something. And then suddenly there, something's just appeared unusual. The only ever manifested like small buildings, as far as I know, nobody looked out there and got onto his face. Bloody hell, what are you doing? Fucking Empire State Building. By the late 1970s, a damp hand was ready to check, and the technicians at Montauk said wonderful world of life. This, like Montauk, was an actual area that the US was actively exploring between 1978 and 1987. Remote viewing is supposed to be to be able to see immense people faces from a distance using the power of your mind.
When you start looking at remote viewing, you're looking at releasing information that violates space-time.
And the Stargate project was a research project funded by the US government to figure out whether this was something that could be used by the military. John Robinson's book, Stare at Goats, is more about it, and I'd also highly recommend watching the subsequent documentary. All of that is to say that parts of the Montauk project story are very much grounded in reality, and that's what makes this so appealing. According to Preston, the technicians at Montauk took this technology further, eventually culminating in Duncan being able to push his mind so far into another person that he could actually control them. This was great news for the team. He could now load information into an individual's mind, and Preston claimed that this is where those rumours of strange activity on Montauk came to get Duncan to participate in mind control. He had to become an altered state of consciousness, and to do this, he was put into an orgasmic trance.
His conscious mind became converted to sexual force, what can be termed as the primitive mind would then surface. This primitive mind, at the disposal of the researchers, became very suggestible, and therefore controllable.
Preston also claimed that by 1978, the team at Montauk, which they investigated by him and Al Bielek, had fully developed this mind control technique, and they could videotape them additionally amongst various government agencies. But conveniently, those tapes had been surfaced. As the experiments continued, the team began to notice that Duncan's abilities actually allowed him to hold time, and this piqued the interest of the technicians, who saw the potential for not only mind control but time travel too. They made further tweaks to the Montauk chair, eventually employing what Preston claimed were the same techniques that were used on the USS Eldridge in 1943. By emulating that technology, the project was now trying to open a time door to the USS Eldridge itself, much like the plot of the 1984 movie. But don't go thinking that this is all just plagiarism, they added in a few new details of their own. These experiments in time travel culminated in Duncan being directed to concentrate on an opening in time, and according to Preston,
at this point a hole or time portal would appear. You could walk through the portal from 1980 to 1990. There was an opening you could look into that looked like a circular corridor with a light at the other end. I've been told by those who entered the tunnel that it looked like a spiral, similar to science fiction style renditions of a vortex.
Sadly, Preston never got to experience the vortex himself because he was considered too valuable to the project, and, as with all of these top secret experiments in time travel, it had some teething issues. There was the very real possibility of getting lost in space or having the portal drift away. Poor old Duncan was put through the ringer again and was extensively trained to keep the portal stable. They finally managed to keep it stable by focusing on what Preston calls the natural 20-year biorhythms of the Earth. He says,
the vortex ran between August 12, 1943 and August 12, 1983 because that was the master vortex. That gave them the stability to create what we call an open-ended vortex. It's called open-ended because there is no device at the other end which is anchoring it.
Is this all making sense? If not, I really don't blame you for being confused. I've spent months researching this story and it still absolutely baffles me. Anyway, they've got it all figured out. The vortex is well and truly stable, and now they need to start slimming down this project. This bloke isn't out of control. There's so many blokes that could start yapping on about time travel. They ended up getting rid of most of the military, and Preston stayed on as the technical director of the project, as well as Al Beeling. And the entire operation had become finely attuned to Duncan Cameron. But things were about to get a whole lot more disturbing.
We destroy the government. We're destroying time. No more problems on the way.
Once the team at Montauk had gotten rid of a lot of the original technicians, they brought in a secret crew.
Oops.
And this ushered in a
Shit,
new
did I go the
phase
wrong
of the
one? Yeah, I
Montauk
did.
Project.
Oops.
The objective of this new phase was to explore the very nature of time itself, and this was where the project began to get even more sinister. Preston initially claims that the project technicians would grab rhinos and derelicts.
I need to switch to
from
heavy
the
armor.
street.
I'm
His
doing way
words,
too
not
much
mine, and they
tanking.
would
Way
send
too
them
much.
through time. Those that made it back would report on what they had seen. But Preston says that many of them were actually lost in time. Can you even imagine that? 1 minute you're living a relatively normal life until you're snatched up by a bunch of men in black, shoved into the future or the past or wherever, and then you're just stuck there forever. Wild. I'd be pissed off. Preston claims that the project got so sophisticated that they were eventually able to wire up these unwilling participants with TV and radio equipment before they just threw them down the time tunnels, enabling them to report back live. I can imagine the scene now, the Montauk technicians all gathered around a table watching some unwilling participant tumble through time. Preston says that there's actually a bunch of videotapes of all of these wild experiences, but as of filming this, none have surfaced. You weren't really expecting me to splice in some actual time travel footage here, were you? I bloody wish. What a scoop that'd be. This story of targeting people who are less likely to be missed also links Montauk with other actual projects, such as MK Ultra. We know that the CIA tested on unwitting subjects, and that they targeted people who couldn't fight back. A common misconception that people have around MK Ultra is that it was just one government project, but it was actually 162 individual projects that were farmed out to universities and other institutions, some of which have no idea that the project was actually being financed by the CIA.
Early on, Alan Dulles described that FBI he gives a talk and he says, my book is the great battlefield for war. We have to do whatever it takes.
There's still so much that we don't know about MK Ultra, and I say that because the CIA director at the time, Richard Helms, ordered all of the files to be destroyed, conveniently.
Alan Dulles commanded his agents to flamboyant with his mind warfare battlefield. This is how the remote healing program began, with it funded with leftover MK Ultra money.
All that is to say that despite Preston's account of Montauk being, in my opinion, an absolute hodgepodge of various conspiracies and both, there are parts of it that are very much grounded in reality. Although I don't think the victims of MK Ultra were ever sent into time tunnels never to return again. But the technicians at Montauk didn't stop at picking up people on the street. According to Preston, they began using blonde-haired, blue-eyed children for their experiments.
The reason they looked for blue-eyed blondes has to do with the genetic factor believed to reside in the area of race. This is an ancient occult doctrine that has to do with different root races on planet Earth and is parallel to the interest of Hitler and his researchers.
Preston claims that the concept of root races is an ancient occult doctrine, but it's really not. It emerged in 1888 with the release of Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrine, and 1888 is hardly ancient in terms of history. In the 19th century, the word Aryan became detached from its origins as a term used for Indo-Aryan, and it began to be used by white supremacists. Blavatsky claimed that the Aryans were a root race, the descendants of the Atlanteans. Throughout her work, she conflated race and sexuality, claiming that some races had a sacred spark inside. And if you want to know more about all of that, Blavatsky in general, I have a whole video. I'm not at all surprised that she makes an appearance here. You have to remember that all four of our main characters, Preston, Duncan, Al and Peter, had been involved in New Age circles before they came together to create this part of the story. In the first Montauk Project book, Preston says that these children were brought to the project by one kid that was already at Montauk who acted as a recruiter. But by the time the second book is published, the story changes dramatically, and the children are actually by grey aliens who want to harvest light. You don't know this is going. You already know. In more recent years, some of the so-called Montauk boys have spoken about their and that just speaks to how conspiracy to the story. Yeah, no, they will do that. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I only remembered it now. You mentioning it has jogged my memory, but yeah, they were doing it the whole time. Preston says that some of these Montauk boys were sent to the Greys for genetic experimentation, and some would be sent back to live in the general population as sleeper agents. He says that some of them were also programmed to be cult leaders for the satanic movement, which is really funny to me because throughout doing so much research on cult, New Age, Satanism, all of that kind of stuff, the people that I find the most likely to be cult leaders are the New Age people and not the Satanists. But anyway, he doesn't drop any names of who these like cult leaders are. He just throws it out there because a good conspiracy requires an ever-expanding web, and you've got to throw in Satanism. This is one bloody big project going on here. We've got time travel, weather control, teleportation, aliens, cult leaders, Satanism, everything you can watch out of the story. Preston also claims that all of the prince with density in the centre assists you to spread gold force the same force cover conveniently, Preston doesn't know what the recruiters were trying to achieve by sending says
Each guide
Preston carried on these psycho-sexual programs for at least the mid-2000s. He met documentary filmmaker Chris Garetano in 2006, who later went on to read
First day I met Preston because I think Preston's a nice guy. But he was still trying to get everybody into the chair naked. You know, the guys that were with me the first time I met him in 06. And I have footage of this, and it's like, I'm not, pointing fingers, I'm not accusing, but how does this go from I just met you 10 minutes ago to now, okay, now I'm going to put my hands on your genitals? It's like, I don't care what your reason is. It's not happening.
Don't forget, Preston took this story out onto the lecturing circuit, which opened him up to a huge audience. At these New Age conferences, you're going to find people that are seeking something, be it spirituality, answers to their problems, friendship, or a sense of family. Preston's story offers an escape from banality. Instead of being a regular Joe Schmo, you're now a victim of a secret government mind control project. And on top of that, you're a time traveller too. You've ascended from this boring mortal coil and explored the very nature of reality itself. What could be more appealing than that for people who might have lost their way in the real world?
And I think it's really no big leap to concoct this whole thing as a very warped and twisted, closeted homosexual come-on. There's no doubt in my mind that it really can look like that very easily. He has no interest in doing it with me. I'll tell you that.
It's not at all unbelievable to me that these people would go to Preston's lectures, hear his fantastical story, and then claim to be involved in the Montauk project themselves. According to Chris Ketchum, there are at least 25 hardcore Montauk boys in the mid and late 1990s. They read the books, contacted Nichols through Peter Moon, and made the pilgrimage from as far off as California and New Mexico. One of these so-called Montauk boys was a man named Stuart Swerdlow. He met Preston in 1991, and at the time, Stuart was being accused of embezzlement by his employer, but he claimed to have no recollection of doing it. According to the second Montauk project book, he pled guilty for bank fraud and was sent to the federal penitentiary in Ashland, Kentucky. But, as with all things Montauk related, there was a strange story behind the embezzlement, and Preston, armed with his deprogramming techniques, was going to get to the bottom of it. Through a series of deprogrammings with Preston, it was revealed that Stuart Swerdlow was hired at a major corporation as a financial officer so that he could divert funds to the Montauk project. Alongside this, a childhood filled with alien abduction by the Little Greys was revealed, a race of aliens that Stuart claims are actually overgrown human fetuses that have been mind controlled. These grey aliens, or overgrown fetuses, whatever you want to call them, were the ones that picked him up as a child and delivered him to Montauk. Now I know what you're thinking. This all sounds a little bit unbelievable, but it is important to remember that, according to Preston, while you're being deprogrammed by him, it is absolutely impossible to lie, which makes what comes next incredibly hard to swallow.
Standing in the dance hall.
Not content with the conspiracy theories that he's already weaved into his Montauk mythos, Preston decided to incorporate a couple more for good measure. He claims that in late 1981 or early 1982, he's not really sure, the dates are a little bit rusty, the technicians at Montauk used their time travel technology to gain access to an underground area of one of the pyramids on Mars. Yes, for the purposes of this story, there are pyramids on Mars, as well as the face on Mars, which was popularised in the early 90s by Richard C. Hoagland.
Mars was interesting to the Montauk researchers because they had realized that there was an old technology there. They knew somebody had built the pyramids and face on Mars. These were not natural formations.
Preston claims that the Montauk technicians had a special subsection of Montauk boys that were called the Away Team, and they were sent on missions to Mars to try and access these pyramids. He says that the technicians projected into the centre of the Martian underground because it was impossible impossible to access the pyramids any other way. They were totally sealed off. Duncan Cameron was allegedly sent to Mars in the early 80s to look for live inhabitants. Preston then claims that inhabitants were found 125,000 years in the past, but Duncan just can't access any of his memories about them. Again, very convenient. Duncan wasn't the only Montauk boy sent to Mars. Stuart Swerdlow made a trip as well, and his was a lot stranger. Now, if you think that what you've heard up until now is absolute batshit insane nonsense, then this one might just tip you over the edge. Through being deprogrammed by Preston, yes, that kind of deprogramming, Stuart remembers being transported back in time to the lifetime of Jesus Christ. And not only that, he was sent to Jesus' lifetime to steal his blood and then kill him.
I was sent through the portal with a pistol, and my goal was to actually kill the Christ figure.
He finally managed to find Jesus, who apparently was very personable and offered up.
Oh no! Come on!
But Stuart's been sent on a mission to kill.
God damn it, man!
Jesus, don't worry though, because apparently Jesus wasn't phased at all. The bullets
stress me out, man.
I mean, he is Jesus. Let's be real.
Come on, you're gonna charge me
experience
again,
might
piece
have
of
lasted
shit.
For 10 hours in terms of Montauk time. But Stan felt that he'd been in the time of Christ for about 2 months.
God
He
damn
believed
it,
that
man.
Stan may have somehow become
This was
Judas
such a
and
waste of
walked into
time.
his body. Somehow it seemed that he assumed the identity of Judas, betrayed Christ, and arranged for his death as reported in the Bible. Again, this is all on order from Montauk.
Are you following? They're now claiming that Judas was actually some lad called Stuart Swerdlow who had travelled through time under the direction of some fucked-up Nazi scientists from the 1980s, and that is why Judas betrayed Jesus. Just to be clear, if you believe that these guys are telling the truth and that the Montauk project was real, that is what you believe. Hold on to your hats, because we're only getting started. Stuart holds on to the blood that Jesus gave him and actually brings it back to Montauk. He has a bit of an affinity to it. I mean, it is Jesus' blood after all. It's probably the most rare collector's item in all of existence. But Jesus' blood has some magical qualities to it, and the next thing you know, the blood is going through him like an exorcism, or whatever that is. And then he's being sent through another time portal, this time to Mars, where he's told that he must hand over the blood to Jesus himself on Mars. Right, so he's on Mars, right, and he sees the bloke on the road. And he's like, well, that's going to be it. Like, there ain't going to be nobody else. So, he walks over and extends the vial of blood to him, and Jesus graciously accepts. Only when Stuart locked eyes with him and like looked at him properly, he saw that it wasn't Jesus. It was actually Duncan Cameron masquerading as Christ himself. Right, you following? We're on Mars. Stuart's got the blood, giving it over to Jesus for some unknown reason, but Jesus is actually Duncan. At this point, Stuart's had enough, and I don't really blame him. Like, I don't know as well. It's too much, man. This time travel world is getting really weird, really sketchy. So he runs off, manages to go back through the vortex portal, and he gets back to Montauk. And when he's there, they tell him that the plan is to mix Jesus's and Duncan's blood together so that people can believe that Duncan was the second coming of Christ. I don't know why all of this has to take place on Mars, but anyway, they wanted Duncan to have the same blood and DNA profile as was found in the Shroud of Turin, which some believe was Jesus' burial. And according to Stuart, all this time they've actually been grooming Duncan to become the Antichrist, and the powers that be at Montauk have been trying to get one over on God. Preston claimed that none of this information was new, only it was new because it was only mentioned in the second book, which was published in 1994. If this was something that was always known, then why wasn't it mentioned in the first Montauk project? Why wasn't it mentioned in the original Montauk survival video from the late 80s? Well, apparently it was the arrival of Stuart that helped to unblock Duncan's memories of being the Antichrist, which is another way to say we need to keep making things up because we've got books to sell. Anyway, apparently this whole plan backfired because before getting his hands on Jesus' blood, Duncan was a bit of an arsehole.
So fun.
He's conceited and arrogant. But with the power of Jesus' blood now coursing through his veins, he actually became quite a nice guy.
I need to
And he
buy
was
heavy armor.
starting
This
to
is
realise
ridiculous.
that the Montauk project had gone on long enough.
So expensive.
After a dose of Jesus' blood, in 1982, Duncan decided that enough is enough. Somebody's got some time. They're out of control. They're organising the death of Christ. They're into, quite frankly, some mad shit, and it has got to stop. So, Duncan begins to conspire with what Preston creating a plan to take down the project. On August 5th, 1982, Preston they were given the order to control it to run the transmitter non-stop. And everything was fine until August 12th, 1983. It was then Preston all of the equipment began to pick up something else, and the USS Eldridge from 1943 appeared through the portal. Through this time portal, they could see Duncan and Al from 1943, but they stopped Duncan from being able to see himself because they wanted to prevent a time travel. Kind of like that bit in Back to the Future when Martin's mind was shattered. Although I don't think that they were worried about Duncan time travel. I don't know, I wasn't there. Al Beerley from 1983 was convening to make a didn't need to really worry about him.
You guys came out. Give me.
Duncan and I arrived as Edward and Cameron from the Philadelphia experiment. We were there on the base approximately 12 hours, from about 2 in the morning to approximately 3 in the afternoon. The little, and we went back to the others. The plot had been conceived about some 6 weeks ago by Duncan and a number of other people, and I was not part of it, which was to bring the station down because the project was something wrong and needed one just beside the station ended.
According to their own recollection, Al had Edward Cameron and Duncan Cameron from 1943 arrived at Montauk at 2 a.m. August 12, 1983, jumping into the USS Eldridge. While they're at Montauk, they're told by Dr. Neumann that there had been a lock-up in the hyperspace between Montauk and the USS Eldridge and the Montauk project, and they needed to go back to 1942 to shut down the generator. Shit, this story sounds familiar. They also claim to have stayed at Montauk until around 2 p.m. at which time they jetted back to the Eldridge, which presumably was around the same time that the cabal at Montauk decided to stop the project once and for all. According to Preston, somebody gave Duncan the nod and whispered in his ear, "The time is now." And Duncan proceeded to manifest a monster from his subconscious who was either 9 feet tall or 30 feet tall. And if you were thinking, I bet they've got zero evidence of this beast at Montauk, then you are mistaken, my friend, because there is this photograph, which is highly reminiscent of the Patterson-Gimlin film from 1967. I'll let you decide whether or not it's a real beast or just Preston Nichols wandering around in a monkey suit. Also important to note here is that in the video that circulated before the publishing of the Montauk Project books, Preston claimed that they didn't know who unleashed the beast.
What was done was in one of these chair subjects' minds, there was a little thought implanted, and the person went in, lay down in the chair, went into this thing. At that point, the person unleashed through the transmitter the form, and the transmitted precipitated this huge, big, black, hairy thing that was hungry.
There was no reference of it ever being Duncan. Yet, when the book comes out, suddenly they now know for sure that it was him. Anyway, this monster is now on the base and it is smashing everything in sight. It's going absolutely wild. And the only way to get rid of it was to shut down the system at Montauk. But there was obviously the problem of this lockup in hyperspace between the USS Eldridge in 1943 and the Montauk project in 1983. This powerful vortex was spiraling out of control, just like the 1984 film. Preston only managed to get it to stop by cutting the actual equipment apart, and apparently this is what sent the beast fading back into the ether. Presumably it was that, combined with the Al and Duncan from 1943 going back and destroying the equipment on board the USS Eldridge, because Al Bielek claims that that's what they did.
We went back, we took out the axis, and we just started cutting cables right and left to the generators.
I'm gonna pause while I go to the bathroom, guys, and teleport to this next raid, public raid. Yep, so next we go to beds, which is way out here. Yeah, that's beds, isn't it? Yeah, that's beds. I'm gonna go pee while she teleports. I'll be right back. No! What? Oh my god. Wrong house. Maybe I'm not that far back. Fucking window. Dark matter. Oh, fuck me. This might be kind of bad. I went too far. That's okay. Maybe I can just get back up, huh? Yeah. Damn it, they like cleared the fucking portal before I could even get there. What the fuck? Gonna come right for me, aren't you? Nope, but close. Finally caught the raid. Wow. Really cute. Fucking wasted. Why is this happening to only me and not the other 400 people standing there? And why? 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 Why is that happening to only me? Wow. So many mobs came. Thank you. Oh, I got it, I got it. Fuck. Wow, everybody fucking died. Everybody. I'm gonna give up. Go back to the camp. Try again. Fucking so dumb. Oh my god, where is everybody? Okay. Oh, I'm just gonna skip a bunch of chests and catch the main pack, because this is ridiculous. I'm not getting anything here. I mean, I got the last chest, so... Is there something down there? I don't know, but... Oh my god, there's so many people right there. Oh. I don't think I want it. Not if it means all those mobs. Nope. Please let me up this. This is so annoying. Oh my god. Come on. What the fuck? Oh my god, all these mobs are on me. Why are all these mobs on me? Why and only me? Why only me? It just makes no sense. It makes no sense. Fuck this, I'm just running. Fuck it, you can have the chest. Fuck it. I don't care. It's one chest, you can just have it. If it's that much fucking drama, that much fucking bullshit pop aggro, I don't want it. Is there something over there? Why are all these people running back from? Oh god, what? Like, what? I caught up with the pack. Oh, I got it. But I'm not in combat. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh, come on. Oh god. Oh my god. This one sucks. I don't want to do this one anymore. Well, at least I can cut through now. Just kill the mobs. Why do you skip all of it? Get so many people killed. You're dumb. I mean, fuck it. It's free room wood. I'm gonna take it. Fuck this shit. They all went that way for some reason. Why? That doesn't make any sense to me. That didn't seem very good for an elite chest. Maybe it was, though. God damn it! Why me in the middle of all of them? It's so annoying. Why is it happening to only me? It's like there was like 25 people there. And that feels like the game picks me out every single fucking time. It's really crazy. I'm gonna follow Putt and he'll lead me to more loot. I guess. I don't know why they won't fight the mobs. Just fight the fucking mobs. God damn it, I'm out of stamina. Please jump. Please dump. Oh my god. Please. Please. Oh, please. Oh god. Oh god, I almost had it there. I almost had it there. I almost had it there. Oh god. Did he get it? Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, he got it. Why can't I? Why can't I? Why can't I? I hate this so much. Why did you design this like this? This is so garbage. Cliffs like rust. You don't think that might be a really bad design choice? You're fucking dumb. Oh god. How come that guy's allowed to do that but not me? No, I'm red. I don't think I have. Maybe I do. Yeah, repair all, yeah. Fuck it. Ooh, I want that kind of, but God damn it, why am I hurt? Oh god. Run, fucker, run. Oh, it reminds me of, Mirror's Edge. Reminds me a lot of Mirror's Edge. What was that? That was all kinds of fucked up. Oh god. Ugh. Oh. Oh. Fucking mobs. Fucking so annoying. Oh, there goes that. Yep, it's just more and more pop aggro. This one sucks. I'm gonna stop running this one. It's way more than I want to pay attention. I'm sorry, but yeah, this sucks. I'm not spending any more money on dying. Like, I'm not doing that. This sucked. Actually, Merc was great. I mean, it paid. Look at all this fucking loot. It was a good run. But yeah, that particular run sucked. I've ran great highs before, but that one sucked. Tons of pop aggro and bullshit. And they wouldn't fight the mobs. Just fight the mobs. 250 diamond juniper, nice. Got some gold stuff. Ooh, lots of gold and stuff. Yeah, 2,208, not bad. That'll pay for all the repair bills. No, just kidding. So there we go. Cool. Well, yeah. Speaking of repairs, yeah, this will do. Why do you keep saying that? Stop that. Why are some legendaries dark, but some are, like, light? I don't really understand that. I mean, really, I don't want to deal with posting all of it. Seems like cancer to me. I'm not doing that. I'm not that desperate. Maybe we sell that. I mean, that's a 700 green. No, it's BOP though. Fuck this. No, I'm not selling. I'm not selling loot. It just takes up a like a slot, and yeah. I'll look at the top like 10. $23.40, not bad. Goes up steady, you know, it keeps on going. It's like, it was pretty good money, yeah. Okay, we got that guy, it's BOP. Yeah, I don't care. Let's go. BOE, wait, no, don't do it. Oh, well, too late. 688, go. Oh, wait, is it an upgrade? It is. It's an upgrade. All right. Well, wait. So, yeah, this guy goes in my ear. Cool. Is it that one? No, it's... Yeah, is it that one? I think... I cannot equip that in that slot. There you go. Okay. Gotta get, like, a... In my... I could just go home now, right? I think, yeah. Let's take me home. This was a great run. I got a lot of stuff. It's fucking awesome. Maximum number of orders. God damn it. Well, I don't know. Oh, I can't. I'm full. Yeah, I'm full. Ah. No, I'm not full. Okay, 326. I want to bump it. 327. I want like, I don't know, 100 of them. Yeah, like, no, I'll take like 1,000 worth. Yeah. Yeah, like really cap it out. I don't care about dying, but I do care about how much money it is, so keep trying to get those. And I'll sell this thing. Yeah, this isn't a very good piece of armor, but it's got a high eye level, so whatever. It'll sell for the 100. Yep, confirm, go. Sold for 100. Nope, maximum number, which isn't true. Oh, but I don't know. Whatever. Okay, well, I don't need to worry about it, and I'm not going to.
Shut down, equipment was off, we smashed two banks, we smashed equipment, we cut cables, we cut everything in sight. Generators went down, the ship returned to its original point in space and time.
Now this is our full circle moment, and it's where things get incredibly bizarre and almost unbelievable. After destroying the generators on the USS Eldridge in 1943, Duncan decided to go back through the time portal, somehow, to the 1980s, and I don't blame him. There are a lot of terrible things about the 80s, but the music was banging. Once he got back to Montauk in 1983, his body was so discombobulated from all of the time travelling that he began to grow old in a matter of days. But they can't just let him die. He's way too important. So, the Montauk technicians go back in time to find Duncan's dad, and they tell him, Your son's dying in 1983 and the only way to save him is to have another kid. So Duncan's dad gets to it, and in 1951 a new Duncan is born. But it's not until 1963, when this new child is 12 years old, that the Montauk scientists take Duncan's mind and put it into the kid's body.
When he was put in 63, the memories he had before 63 are very, very sketchy.
Right.
You know, the memories from the original entity, whoever or whatever the original entity was. He doesn't have much today. As he'll tell you, he has essentially sketches, bits and pieces of it.
But 63 on, then you relived the normal life or whatever, went through high school, whatever?
Oh, yes.
So eventually, this new version of Duncan would then find his way back to the Montauk Project in the 1970s as a young adult with zero recollection that he used to be in another body from the 1940s, and he's just been like swapped around. Are you following? Are you confused? Do we need to take a breath and take in what we've just learned? And I also bet you're wondering what happened to Al Bielek, or Edward Cameron as he's otherwise known. Well, according to Al's recovered memories, Edward continued his career and was outspoken until he became enough of a threat, at which point he was dealt with. He claims that he was put through age regression procedures, brainwashed, and put into the body of a small child that was named Al and sent to live with the Bielek family to replace their baby who had just died. Edward Cameron was now Al Bielek, a normal child with zero memory of what had happened to him,